It's getting hot outside and a lot of people are looking for fragrances that are gonna actually last. Because there's nothing worse than a summertime fragrance that you spray on, it smells amazing, and then 30 minutes later, it's gone. Bye. So today I've got for you guys 15 different summer fragrances that last 12 plus hours, all day or all night. Hey friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Today's video was put together with your help because I asked all of you guys out there on the community tab, or I guess now the post tab, which fragrance is your go-to for summertime that lasts all day. Everything I talk to you about is gonna be listed in the description below, so feel free to check them out down there. The first fragrance is Missoni Wave. And this one came to us from the Hackstar26, who also had a couple of other fragrances, Le Beau, Le Parfum, and Kajal's Lamar. But since Missoni Wave is the first one that he mentioned, that's the one we're gonna talk about. And this is a go-to cheapie for a lot of people out there. Does not cost much at discounters, although to be fair, at full retail, it's not really easy to find anymore. But even at full retail, it was pretty affordable when it was available.
Don't get cheap on me.
Nice looking presentation, blue gradient bottle, nice magnetic cap as well. This one smells similar to Chanel Allure Homme Sport and also Versace Pour Homme. In actuality, it's kind of in between those two fragrances. It's not quite as creamy, not quite as heavy with the sweetness as Chanel Allure Homme Sport, and not quite as fleeting fresh as Versace Pour Homme. But still, pretty much in that same style, that same family, and just like those two other fragrances, a massive compliment puller that is extremely versatile. For the price point, Missoni Wave is one of your best bets for a very safe blind buy for spring and summertime that can do just about anything. So starting off strong with Missoni Wave, we move on. The next one comes to us from 4 String Rager, who picks Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition. And he also picked a couple fragrances. So he picked this one and Eros Energy. And he went on to say that he loves his citrus bomb fragrances, which I do too, so something we have in common. Now, if you're unaware of this one, it's a clone fragrance and it smells similar to Absolute Aventus from Creed, only obviously way more affordable. Now, some people might think of this as not really like a go-to summertime fragrance. It's not like as fresh as something like Missoni Wave over here, right? It's got a little more depth to it, a little more density, a little more body to it. Sounds like I'm talking about something else. But you can easily wear this during the summer, absolutely, and it works exceptionally well all year round, daytime or nighttime. Yeah, Missoni Wave is super versatile, absolutely, but in terms of like all year use, this is about as versatile as you can get, though to be fair, Aventus and Absolute Aventus also are. So I guess I'm saying it's not really much of a surprise. So in terms of notes, you've got pineapple here, along with bergamot. You also have white floral notes, birch, amber, and musk. And it has big time performance. It doesn't only have the longevity aspect. Like all of these are long lasting, according to everybody that submitted them, right? But not all of them are long lasting and also project like a monster too. This one does. And according to 4 String Rager, who submitted this one, not only does it project well, it's nuclear, which means just really strong. Yeah. The next one comes to us from It's Just Juice, who picks Sauvage Eau de Parfum. And he says that everybody gives hate to the Sauvage line, but it works. That's me paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing there. And yeah, it's true that a lot of people who are hardcore into fragrances love to crap on Sauvage and just say, oh, it's terrible, it's generic, it's boring, it's this, it's that. But if you're looking for something that people love, that you can wear anywhere, that does have great performance, Sauvage Eau de Parfum ticks all those boxes, which is why right this minute, if I pull up Macy's website, sorted by bestsellers, #1 is this fragrance. So yeah, these two over here, way, way, way less known than this one. So if you wear one of these, higher likelihood that you're not gonna bump into somebody else that's wearing the same thing. But for a lot of people, that doesn't matter. They just want what's gonna work, they want what's versatile, what's gonna get compliments, what's gonna last, what's gonna be a good bang for their buck. Sauvage Eau de Parfum is. The next one I'm sharing with you guys, Vetiver Sensuel from Mancera. And this one was chosen by Nixon Griffey, and shout out to him because this is one of my favorite Vetiver fragrances. Also check this out, 3 fragrances out of 4, magnetic caps. But unfortunately, that's the last magnetic cap of the video. 3 out of 4 though, starting strong. So a lot of people are gonna think Vetiver, I'm not gonna wear Vetiver during the summer. Dry, woody, grassy, earthy, bleh. No thank you.
No thanks, I choose life.
But this one, nice and fresh, bright off the top when you first spray it on. It's nice and classy as well. It's another one that is extremely versatile. I would wear this pretty much anywhere, anytime, even in the middle of winter, even though it's not, you know, as heavy with the Vetiver as some other fragrances. This one is cleaned up quite a bit. And with it being a Mancera, that means it's not crazy expensive either. You know, as far as niche fragrances go, Mancera is pretty close to the cheapest niche that you can get, for better or worse. In this circumstance, for better. And guys, you know what? There is one thing that you can do to make these fragrances even cheaper. Codes. It's the codes. Yeah. The Gift Express code has been pumped. It is 15% off now. So use that Gift Express code to save yourself even more money off their website. It's a great discounter. Got a whole bunch of stuff there. Then there's a 5% off code for Maple Prime. I know it's kind of depressing, 15% to 5, but whatever. And then there's the more standard 10%er for shops like the Perfume Box. So use those codes across any of those websites and save yourself a little extra money. We're getting citrusy with the next one, Vibrato by Sospiro. This one comes to us from Melvin Anchetta 4723. And he goes on to say that this is perfect for summer and it pumps all day. So if you want a fragrance that's gonna pump on you, off you, yeah, all day, then Vibrato. I despise the bottle. I absolutely loathe the bottle, and that is because it is fuzzy and I'm weird. And when I'm holding this strange velvet, fake velvet fuzzy bottle, ugh, I don't like it. No sir, I don't like that at all. So you got a lot of citrus in here. Grapefruit, bergamot, you also have ginger, very bright, fresh off the top, sweet as well. A little bit similar to Bulgari's Tiger. You also have some green aspects, woods and ambers. It dries down and it does absolutely last. It projects. It is a monstrous summertime scent. And there's a reason that this is pretty much the most popular from the line, from the house, whatever. I know Herba Pura as well, but I think most people, given the choice between that one and this one, would take this one. Next one is from Chris9994, and his choice is Polo 67, the Eau de Toilette. And he says that surprisingly, it lasts absolutely all day for him, which makes me question, how much are you spraying on there? Maybe doing a couple extra sprays, huh? Maybe? For a freshie though, this one is absolutely solid. Doesn't cost too much at full retail. At discounters, assuming you can find it there, it's a little bit cheaper and should go down more as time goes on, but it is quite popular. And because of that, it hasn't been discounted as heavily as a lot of other Ralph Lauren fragrances have, but I expect it to keep going down as time goes on. So you got pineapple once again off the top, along with bergamot and additional citrus notes. You have sage, juniper, rose hips, and vetiver as it dries. Really fresh, clean, sexy, a compliment puller, a nice touch of class to it. And to be fair, for a cheap Ralph Lauren Polo fragrance that's an Eau de Toilette, it does last a little longer than you would expect. And if you want it to last even more so, you can get the Eau de Parfum, which tweaks things a little bit, slightly less aromatic, a little more of the fruit off the top, woodier as it dries down. The next fragrance is an obvious one. It is Hawas from Rasi. And this one comes to us from Frag Finder Chaz 76, who said he was on sideline soccer dad duty and was wearing this one. But yeah, Hawas, this thing has long been known as a fragrance that you can wear easily during the summertime, that is gonna last, that is gonna project, that is gonna get you noticed. And that's why it essentially became Rasi's #1 fragrance line. And this is why you have so many Hawas fragrances coming out, both for men and women. I've said this in previous videos, but essentially Rasi Hawas has become like their Club de Nuit or their Camera, whatever you want to call it. It's their #1 line, and so as Rasi puts out more stuff, they're like, oh, another Hawas, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. Like they can't get enough. And they're really trying to branch out to more and more women's Hawas releases as well. But I will say Rasi, if you wanna like be playing with the big dogs, right? You gotta probably come out with more stuff. That's all I'm saying. Fragrance World and Lattafa are dropping new fragrances like every freaking week, it feels like, so step it up. Now, in terms of how Hawas comes across, sweet, bubblegummy, and very fresh at the same time. Kind of falls in between like Invictus Aqua and the original Invictus. And to be frank, even though those fragrances are sometimes overlooked nowadays, people will be like, oh, the original Invictus? Ugh, so overplayed. They absolutely still crush. If you need more evidence, just look at this and Dumont Nitro Red. Those fragrances everybody's talking about, everybody loves, and you can trace them back to Invictus. Now, I'm not saying for you that like Invictus is necessarily gonna be better than Hawas or Nitro Red or anything like that. I'm just saying that style, it still works. Next one is one that I absolutely love, Terre Eau Givree. Yes, yes. And it comes to us from a gentleman whose name I cannot pronounce. That sounds wrong. Articok 126. Yeah, I can't forget that. Can't forget that. And he actually gave 3 fragrances. This one, Beach Hut Man by Amouage, and then a City Rhythm, which that one is Redline 2654, he says, which I actually have not smelled. But this one I have. So Eau Givree and I, we go way back. We go way back. This one was nominated for Fragrance of the Year at the same time that my fragrance, Terra Nova, was nominated for Fragrance of the Year for the Fragrance Foundation Awards. Wow! I didn't even attend the awards, actually. I wasn't invited. Well, I sort of was. Like, Michael Malone was invited, and I could have gone, but it would have been just me. My wife couldn't have attended. It was like, no +1s for you, so I didn't go. But anyway, we were up for Fragrance of the Year, one of the finalists. I think there were 5 or 6, and Terre d'Hermes won. Smoked me. Good job, buddy. Smells awesome, smells awesome. Citron off the top, fresh, sweet, rindy. Dries down to a very fresh, clean, masculine. Got a little bit of that Terre d'Hermes DNA in there, of course, you know, like a more modern take on what Eau Très Fraîche used to be, and with staying power to boot. Absolutely killer, ultra versatile. Next fragrance comes to us from DJ Shaggy 47, and I got a question. DJ Shaggy, is it Shaggy from Scooby-Doo? Is it Shaggy Too Dope from Insane Clown Posse? Or is it Wasn't Me, Shaggy? Which Shaggy was it?
Wasn't me.
But he says the new Club de Nuit Intense Man Extrait, and goes on to say that it's an absolute beast. And to be fair, I think that, again, you could go with a bunch of different Club de Nuit Intense Man fragrances here because they are pretty well known for their performance. And with this one being an extrait and a somewhat smaller size bottle, you would expect it to have that performance, and it does. And it kind of goes back to what I talked about before with the Afnan over here, where, you know, it's an Aventus style fragrance, so maybe you wouldn't think Club de Nuit Intense Man extrait for summertime, but it'll work because it smells similar to Aventus. Although I would say, you know, be a little careful, maybe, you know, middle of summer, don't spray it on super heavy, don't be that guy, but it'll get you noticed for sure. Eras 86 is gonna hit us with Boss Bottled Bold Citrus from Hugo Boss. Solid choice, a really, really nice one. The only issue with this, it is a limited edition, and typically Hugo Boss limited editions, they are pretty quick to go away. And I mean that from discounters as well. Like, try to pick up Boss Bottled Pacific from last year, and you may be able to find it, but it's kind of a pain, and a lot of the time you're gonna be looking on eBay for jacked up prices, so not always the most fun. So this one has vetiver, citrus, and geranium. The citrus, really well done. It's, you know, it's somewhere in between that more natural smelling citrus and a sweeter citrus. Because some fragrances, like Terre d'Hermes over here, they'll have a little bit more of that natural side to them, a little bit more of that rindiness, you know, that slight bitter tartness along with sweetness. And then other citrus fragrances, or ones very prominently featuring citrus, will be more sweetened up. So a lot of that like natural edge of the citrus that you might get when you cut into an actual citrus, that will be kind of scraped away to keep it more massively appealing, I guess you could say. And this is somewhere in between. It's got like a touch of this, a touch of that, but it doesn't fully commit to either side. Keeps things really wearable, extremely pleasant, and with good performance. And again, for me, the only drawback of this one is I fully expect in like 6 months for this to be really hard to find, which is a pain. Harrison shot this Le Beau Eau de Toilette. He kept it very short and simple. And yeah, Le Beau Le Parfum, Le Beau Paradise Garden, all 3 of those will last, they will project, they will get you noticed. The heaviest of the 3 is Le Parfum, which was actually mentioned earlier in the video, but I would actually choose the Eau de Toilette over the Parfum in the middle of summer, just because it does have a higher sweetness factor. Is that a thing? Yeah, it's a thing.
Diabetes.
It's a little bit creamier, it's a little bit denser, it's a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier. So if you're wearing that one in the middle of summer, especially when it's really hot and humid, it can come across like a little too much. Starts to get a little sticky sweet, you know, a little syrupy. This one still has a good amount of sweetness, but it's slightly fresher, so it makes it easier to wear in the middle of summer. And so for that reason, I personally choose this one over Le Parfum. But if we're talking like fall, winter, early spring, maybe at that point I go Le Parfum. And also I would go Paradise Garden sometime spring, summer as well. Platinum Egoiste from Chanel is up next, and this one is for the guys looking for something classy, something a little bit throwback, something a little barbershoppy. And I'm not sure how to say the name of the person that submitted this one. SSAD Risabet. Saad Risabet. Nailed it. So yeah, this is not going to appeal as much to like younger guys probably who are looking for something sweeter, something more like the Le Beau over here, for example. But oh man, turbo classy, aromatic, fresh, slightly metallic, barbershoppy, clean, high-end, all of those things. And it's a Chanel, which means it's expensive because you can't get it discounted. Ah, but that's okay, no big deal. Could be worse, it's an Eau de Toilette, you know? Could be an elixir, then they would jack the price by double, and it would just smell heavier, and you'd be like, oh, totally worth it. Platinum Egoiste, though, absolutely fantastic choice. I am on board with that one. Tim Johnson, 97.95, is gonna hit us with this, 9 PM Rebel. He says it lasts forever and a day, and that at this point, he doesn't even bother with any other alternative, only 9 PM Rebel. And this one is very pineapple forward, but not like straight up Aventus, right? It gets compared more to Caed Al Farsan by Lattafa. Between the two, I would say the Afnan's better. And while pineapple is gonna be the main thing that you get here, the main thing that people focus on, there's also citrus in here. There's vanilla, you've got ambergris, woods, and even caramel is one of the notes. Longevity, absolutely fantastic. Projection, fantastic as well. So if you really want people to smell that pineapple, there you go. Big Country Platinum 5150 says Torino 21 from Xerjoff. That is one of my favorite smelling spring and summertime fragrances. Fresh, green, lively, very high quality, easy to wear. It's got this great like zinginess when you spray the fragrance on, grabs people's attention, and is an actual decent bang for your buck, even though it's kind of expensive. And he does say about that one that it has some of the absolute best longevity he's ever smelled for a citrus forward fragrance, and I agree. It works extremely well. Forreston Hard is last, who says Chrome Pure. Says it lasts a long time off his skin and that people absolutely love it. And you could even approach it as a cheaper alternative to YSL's Myself because of the orange blossom, which I kind of see where he's coming from with that. I would say that Myself is probably the safer bet of the two. But for me, Chrome Pure has always been one of those kind of under the radar fragrances that's actually really good. I know it doesn't work for absolutely everybody, but it does have this kind of creamy citrus, that orange blossom that he mentions. So it's clean, has a nice touch of sweetness, but then it's decently unique as well and pretty cheap. So Chrome Pure, gonna finish us off here today. There we go, guys. There are 15 fragrances that according to you are amazing summertime scents that are gonna last all day or night. Thank you to everybody that took part in this, everybody that upvoted other people's choices. If you wanna be featured in a future video, there's usually a question on the post tab, and you can go ahead and leave your answer there. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.